Let's learn how to improve cast shadows and make them look more realistic with the help of multiply blend mode. First, go to the toolbox. Select the Object Selection tool. In the toolbar, you can select lasso or rectangle. I'm selecting rectangle. Now, click and drag to select the object. This helps us separate the object from the background. Once it's selected, add a layer mask. The mask keeps the object visible and hides the rest without deleting anything. Next, go to the adjustment layer icon and choose solid color. We use this to create a background or base for the shadow. Pick a color and click OK. Now drag this new color layer below the object layer. This keeps the object on top and the background underneath. Now click on Create Adjustment Layer icon and select Drop Shadow here. We'll now add the shadow effect from here. In the Layer Style panel, select Drop Shadow. This gives the object a basic shadow to work with. Set the blend mode to multiply. Multiply makes the shadow blend naturally. Keep the opacity around 80%. This keeps the shadow visible but soft, not too harsh. Press OK. Now right-click on the Drop Shadow effect and choose Create Layer. This separates the shadow into its own editable layer. Press OK. Photoshop confirms the action. Now the shadow is in its own layer. This lets us move and customize it freely. Double-click the shadow layer icon. We're going to fine-tune the effect. When the Layer Style panel appears, tick the Transparency Shapes Layer option in the Layer Style palette. This ensures the shadow only follows the shape of the masked object. Right-click the shadow layer and choose Convert to Smart Object. This lets us transform the shadow without losing quality. Now press Ctrl+T to transform the shadow. Use this to reshape or reposition it as needed. Drag the shadow down to adjust its angle and position. This creates a natural-looking cast shadow effect. The drop shadow doesn't look right now, as a typical shadow becomes more blurred and softer the farther it is from the object. Adjust the shadow layer by pressing Ctrl and T. Then click and drag inside the box. You can also do this later if needed. I'll go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur to soften the shadow. I need a hard edge on one side and a soft blur on the other, so I'll adjust the blur amount carefully. I want the shadow to fade out smoothly, so I'll choose a value around 16 and hit OK. Using Gaussian blur as a smart filter is helpful because it automatically creates a mask for me. I'll select the gradient tool. Select the basic gradient. I'll begin the gradient here and drag downward toward the base. Now you can see a sharper edge near the base, gradually fading into a softer, more blurred shadow. You can really notice the shadow tapering off now. We might also want to decrease its opacity to make it look more natural as it fades. To do that, I'll apply a layer mask to the drop shadow layer. I'll click on the thumbnail for the drop shadow layer and then click the mask icon. With the gradient tool selected, I'll drag up from the base. And now we can see the shadow disappearing. The mask for the smart filter is controlling where the blur appears. And there you go. An easy way to create a more realistic drop shadow in Photoshop. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.